Imagine this. You're finally ready to buy that dream home, maybe update your legal identity, or even get remarried. But suddenly, you were stopped completely in your tracks. Why? Because you're missing one specific piece of paper. It's incredibly frustrating, but it happens all the time. So today, in this explainer, we're unpacking exactly how to retrieve your Ohio divorce decree and how to do it without getting completely lost in state bureaucracy. If you're trying to move forward with major life events, things can quickly grind to a halt unless you have this document actually in your hands. Think of it as the ultimate golden key. It's the mandatory paperwork you need for critical tasks, like updating your driver's license, legally removing your name from a joint mortgage, or getting a new marriage license. Without it, well, your legal and financial progress is just going to be paused indefinitely. You literally can't move on to the next chapter of your life without proving the previous one is officially closed. So here is our roadmap for this explainer. First, the crucial divorce decree. Second, decree versus certificate. Third, locating your official records. Fourth, retrieving your copy. And finally, considerations and practical tips. Okay, let's jump right into Section 1, the crucial divorce decree. It's important to understand that a divorce decree is way more than just a receipt or a simple confirmation of a breakup. It is a comprehensive, legally binding judgment signed by a judge of the Court of Common Pleas. This document officially terminates the marital union, sure, but it also lays out the exact legally enforceable terms that both parties have to follow for years, sometimes decades to come. It literally contains your entire settlement agreement. It's the absolute final word from the court on how your shared life was legally unwound. And because it's so comprehensive, you absolutely need this detailed document to handle any significant financial or legal matters with your ex-spouse. We're talking about things like enforcing child custody and parenting time, modifying spousal support, refinancing a shared home so you can buy out your former partner, or executing a qualified domestic relations order to split retirement accounts. Financial institutions and courts will always demand to see the decree. It's the ultimate rule book for your divided assets and ongoing responsibilities. Let's move into Section 2, decree versus certificate. Now, this is a massive point of confusion that trips people up constantly. They sound virtually identical, right? But you definitely don't want to waste weeks requesting the wrong one. The detailed decree comes directly from the local county court of common pleas, whereas the simple certificate comes from the state level, specifically the Ohio Department of Health. Think of the certificate as a basic ID card, and the decree as a full, comprehensive background check. The decree is packed with dozens of pages of property and custody details. The certificate, that's just an administrative summary sheet with basic names, dates, and the county where it happened. So the bottom line is this. If you need to prove who gets the house or how the bank accounts are split, a certificate just won't cut it. You have to get the decree. Now, a certificate is perfectly fine if you just need what the courts call prima facie evidence, which is just face value proof that your marital status changed. You'd use that for a passport or a new marriage license. But for the heavy, detailed legal lifting, the decree is your one and only option. All right, Section 3, locating your official records. Ohio actually does things at a hyper-local level, which is a bit of a secret to navigating their system. Unlike birth or death certificates, divorce decrees are not kept by the state in some massive centralized database in Columbus. Instead, they live exclusively with the local clerk of courts in the specific county where your divorce was legally finalized. So if a judge banged the gavel in Cincinnati, your decree is housed permanently with the Hamilton County Clerk of Courts. The state health department simply won't have a copy of those heavy legal files. But what happens if things were messy? You or your ex-spouse moved around Ohio during the separation, and you honestly cannot remember which county handled the final paperwork. It happens way more often than you'd think, and you obviously can't spend your entire week calling every single courthouse in the state hoping to get lucky. Don't panic, there's a workaround. You can submit an online application to the Ohio Department of Health's Office of Vital Statistics. You pay a very small $3 search fee, and they'll run a 10-year index search of state records. Now, heads up, you will have to wait about 3 to 6 weeks for processing, but what you get back is a divorce abstract. That abstract acts like a treasure map, pointing you directly to the correct county court and giving you the exact index number you need to request the actual decree. Now for Section 4, retrieving your copy. Before you even think about calling up the county's domestic relations division, you need to get your ducks in a row. You will need the full legal names of both parties at the time of the divorce, the approximate date it was finalized, and the specific case number if you have it. Always, always have a valid government-issued photo ID ready, and be prepared to pay the copy fees. Why so strict? because courts are incredibly protective about unauthorized people snooping around domestic records. Having all this organized in advance proves your identity and speeds up your request dramatically.
You basically have 3 options for getting your hands on the records. You can go in person to the clerk of court's office, which is awesome for same-day service. Plus, you can ask the clerk right there at the window if you need a raised, embossed seal for your specific situation. You can also request it by mail by submitting a document request form with a money order and a self-addressed stamped envelope. Or you can search online using the county's case access portal. Just keep in mind, if you need a formally certified copy, which most banks and real estate agents absolutely require, going in person or mailing a formal request are your best bets.
And please remember this number, 88. There are 88 different counties in Ohio, which means there are 88 different local fee schedules, forms, and operational procedures. Getting a certified copy in Cuyahoga County might cost a slightly different amount or require a different form than in Franklin or Hamilton County. So always check your specific county's website or call the clerk first to confirm their exact fees and accepted payment methods before you do anything else. Finally, let's wrap up with Section 5, Considerations and Practical Tips. Sometimes things don't go perfectly smoothly, right? If your divorce was finalized back in the 80s or earlier, be prepared to wait a bit. Historical records are often stored off-site, preserved on microfilm, or kept at county archives. Also, be aware that sensitive files involving domestic abuse or intense custody disputes might be legally sealed by a judge. That means they're restricted from the public, and you'll have to prove you are a party to the case to see them. If you hit a roadblock, take a breath and try running a comprehensive name search on the county's online portal to see if you can trace your lost case number yourself. Now, here is a fantastic insider secret. When you're sifting through a county's online database, it can be incredibly overwhelming. But if you filter your search for case numbers starting specifically with the letters DR, which stands for domestic relations, it helps you instantly spot the divorce files in a massive sea of traffic tickets and civil lawsuits. It is a huge time saver. Oh, and one last tip. Once you finally get that official certified decree, store it in a safe, fireproof lockbox at home and keep a secure digital scan as a backup. We hope this explainer empowers you to confidently navigate Ohio's court system and grab those vital documents you need. But please remember this mandatory disclaimer. This explainer is for informational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. For specific legal guidance, please consult a qualified attorney in your area. Now, I'll leave you with this thought. If a major, life-altering event happened tomorrow, do you actually know where your most vital legal documents are stored right now? It might be time to go check. Thanks for joining me today.